Hare Krishna. So we are discussing from the 26th verse of the 4th chapter of Gita entitled Transcendental Knowledge. Yesterday we have seen how ultimately two kind of people, some of them who are excessively attached to material results, they use the concept of yajna in worshipping demigods, and those who have transcended the plane of sensual engagement but have not yet fully surrendered to Krishna, those who are Jnana Pipasu, they merge themselves in the impersonal Brahman. What kind of these two people are there on a physical level, on physicality, is what Krishna explains in today's verse. 26th verse of the 4th chapter. Shrotradini indriyananye संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन विषयान अन्य इंद्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति. Some, the unadulterated brahmacharis, sacrifice the hearing process and the senses in the fire of mental control, and others, the regulated householders, sacrifice the object of senses in the fire of senses. सो कौन ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं जो यज्ञ करते हैं? दो प्रकार के व्यक्ति हैं जो यज्ञ करते हैं, एक ब्रह्मचारी, दूसरे गृहस्थ. ब्रह्मचारी जिसने अपने जीवन भर में इंद्रिय विषय वस्तुओं से अपने आप को दूर करने का प्रण लिया है. सो श्रोत्र आदीन इंद्रियाणि. सो एवरीवन हैज गॉट 10 senses, 5 knowledge acquiring, 5 working. 11th sense is mind. So a brahmachari or a sannyasi, he restrains his physical use of senses. Shrotra adi. Shrotra means ears, adi, etc. So ears, nose, tongue, skin, genitals, etc. He consumes them. He does not use them. He lets the senses burn in the fire of sense control. There is no use of senses. Yes. For others, those who are householders, Shabda Adin Vishayan Indriya Agnishu Juhvati. They have liberty to engage in sense gratification. And that is why comes Shabda Adin Vishayan. So, Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha, Shabda Adi. What are they? They are all Tanmatras. Tanmatra means the way senses engage with sense objects. Yes. So ears engage with the sense of sound by the via media of Shabda. The skin engages with externals through the via media of Sparsha. The tongue engages with external senses through the via media of Rasa. The nose engages with the external world through the via media of Gandha. Yes. So, Shrotra Adin, so Shabda Ityadi, Shabda Adin Vishayan Anya. So, senses are coming in contact with sense objects, and that is how Tanmatra is discussed in the case of Grihasthas. So, their very constricted usage of senses is offered in the oblation of senses. So, they use senses in controlling them, and this is the way they do yajna. There is less control, but ultimately there is control. So, this is how we see ultimately a transcendentalist means someone who is controlled. An uncontrolled person can never be a transcendentalist. If he is a brahmachari or a sannyasi, there is no question of using senses in sense gratification. If someone is a grihastha, he uses his senses for sense gratification in a very controlled way. So he offers Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha and Sparsha. The way the interaction of senses happens with the external world, he uses them to purify his senses. So we see this kind of Pure control can come only through very, very controlled upbringing. Previously, everyone would be a brahmachari. To a certain degree of life, one would be a brahmachari. And then one would get married. So someone who is a brahmachari, he can get married. So such a brahmachari who gets married, he is called upakurvana brahmachari. Someone who is a brahmachari and remains a brahmachari, he is called as naishthika brahmachari. So brahmachari getting married is never a problem. That is the natural progression of life. But unless there is control that is taught and taken at the level of brahmacharya, in the process of being a grihastha, that control which one has learnt as brahmachari will help. So this is why we see, even in Shastras we have Valmiki and Hiranyakashipu. Yes. So Valmiki, he was addressed by Narad Muni. Yes. He was not able to chant Ram. So Narad Muni said, oh, you don't chant Ram, you chant Mara, Mara, Mara. Valmiki Muni started chanting Mara, 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 Mara. And ultimately, he became so much absorbed in chanting that his entire torso, his entire body was eaten by ants. He did not recognize. Same thing with Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to please Brahma. On one leg, with hands up, looking up. Yes. He started chanting the pranam mantras for Brahmaji. And in that he became so absorbed that his entire body was also covered with anthill. He also did not realize. But the way or the reason for which they performed that tapasya is very different. Valmiki Muni performed tapasya to purify himself. Hiranyakashipu performed tapasya to further engage in sense gratification. This is the distance or distinction that we see, a stark difference between the two. Both of them are engaged in intense regulation, but the desire for that regulation, for Valmiki, it is pure Krishna consciousness. For Hiranyakashipu, it is pure sense gratification. So this is how we see, unless there is training right from beginning, the best of the kinds of life will become unrestricted. Unrestricted life, there is no hope of making any advancement. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna